France went through, Portugal went through, but of course it had to come after some amount of hard work. Well, welcome to the show, and as usual, Mubarak Haruna and my Portuguese friend. You normally will catch him on Saturdays here on this channel in the mornings as he brings you Sports Extra, and also on Monday evenings doing some analysis here. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. Let's begin with my Portuguese friend. It was a bit of a big scare, but of course, once again, there was a big show of character by Portugal, especially when it came to the critical penalty shootout position. And that's something I guess that a lot of teams around the world must learn.
Yeah, they were the better side on the day, had tons of chances. Ronaldo obviously guilty for missing some of those, had a penalty, missed it. But that's why it's a team sport. That's why they are leaders in the team. You don't always need to rely on one player. Mubarak himself said it yesterday about France and Mbappe.
Now you are pinning him to his corner.
No, but it's true. It's true. You don't always necessarily need to rely on one person. And Ronaldo missed the penalty. Clearly, it affected him. In fact, he was in tears after the penalty kick. But you saw how much this Portuguese team has grown. You saw the likes of Bruno, Pepe, Ruben Dias walking up to him and telling him to get over it, that there was still a game to play. Went to the penalty shootout. Diogo Costa saved 3 brilliant kicks. Ronaldo was the first to take the kick, and he scored. That in itself is character. And at the end of the day, Portugal won. It's not about who writes the headlines or who is the hero or the villain at the end of the day. It's about the team winning. And you go back to 2016. Despite his heroics in the group stages, he wasn't even fit for the entire final. In fact, he played the first 15 minutes of the final, was injured. At the end of the day, who won? Nobody says it's Ronaldo who won. It's Portugal who won the Euros. So it's a team sport, and luckily for Ronaldo, his teammates picked him up and helped him cross the line.
But I just want your reaction. Yesterday, you said Ronaldo would score a hat-trick. In fact, you added that. I want your reaction on that.
Yeah, he had chances to score a hat-trick. He's not, and I'm not a prophet. It was,
what happened?
I was saying it from conviction, because I felt like Portugal would create enough opportunities for him to get a hat-trick. He had enough opportunities to score a hat-trick. He just wasn't able to do it. But it's Ronaldo. He's the highest goal scorer in football history. I don't think it is in 2024 that our city can come and doubt him. But it's normal. You keep doubting him, he keeps proving you wrong, so it's okay.
So there it is. Slovenia gave Portugal a run for their money without a doubt. And they must be given the credit for it.
Yes, now Slovenia, I think, looking back, they should look back on their performance with immense pride, enormous pride. They've done so well. They haven't lost a game in regulation time in the ongoing Euros. That is spectacular. I mean, playing 4 games without any loss. Even Portugal, who topped their group, they lost to Georgia. So it tells you that Slovenia, they've done very well. They are a well-drilled side, very organized. They play the old-school 4-4-2 formation, and they are just so organized and regimented. Very, very difficult for the opponent to break them down. I think they played very well yesterday. They were able to keep the attackers of the Portuguese at bay, and credit should be given to the players. They worked their socks off on the pitch, and I think they've done so well against Portugal last night.
All right, talk about working their socks off on the pitch. Let's just go back to the action and have a look once again at how all of it went, pushing a goalless scoreline at 90 minutes of regulation time and having it go all the way through, extra time. And then the pulsating penalty shootout, which got, Portugal to come out tops. Let's go back for the highlights. Yeah, and so Cristiano did his bit, and then eventually everybody else came to the party. Let's remain a bit on penalties. This morning, I saw a comment on Facebook, and I had to remind everybody quickly that Asamoah Gyan showed us that kind of character in 2010. Painful as the experience was, for a player to have come off that very harrowing experience of losing such a crucial penalty, which would have written history, and coming back again, positioning himself in his mind and scoring again is for the big boys.
For mental fortitude, you can never doubt Cristiano Ronaldo. For that, he is really strong with that. You remember in the 2008 Champions League final, he also missed this penalty. It's not the first time he's missing a penalty in a very big game, but then he's a very confident boy. And for me, that penalty 100 times, I think he's the best penalty taker in the Portuguese team. I don't have any doubts about it. I've heard comments of him probably giving it to Bruno Fernandes or other players in the team to take it. But you can bet on this man on any day to score a penalty. He's done it across his career. He's prolific, okay? But it happens. It is football. He can miss a penalty. Any player, Roberto Baggio missed the penalty. So it happens.
Don't remind me.
It's a game of football. And
Roberto Baggio,
penalty 50-50. Everything can happen. I think it was a good decision. They missed it. And of course, like Daniel said, it's a team sport and a goalkeeper bailed him out. It was just a reprieve for Cristiano Ronaldo. But then, this should be his last tournament, obviously, for Portugal.
Well, what's the reason?
Oh, well, I think he's in the twilight of his career. And even if Portugal were to win this tournament, I feel he's given his all for the Portuguese team. It's time for him to go. He's 39 years. I think with the way they want to play, he's not so suited. Because you just look at the 4 games they've played. Ronaldo has struggled to get a clear chance. Almost the 20 attempts that he's had is just out of his own desire, out of his own will. Not that a player made some bisecting pass for him to pounce on. He didn't get any clear chance. And this is the old Cristiano Ronaldo, not the 20-25 Ronaldo where he could just take the ball, dribble past players, or with great anticipation, he could run from the 18-yard box of the Portuguese team into the opponent's box, okay, to score a header or something. He's 39 years. He's very good, he's very fit, but I think he's just in the twilight of his career. He should just bow out in praise, not in agony.
But if he's fit and you admit that he's fit, because he's 39, then Rasmus Højlund should also retire because he's had a terrible competition.
This is Cristiano Ronaldo.
No. We are talking about the fitness of the player. We're not talking about the age. We are talking about the usefulness of the player.
Okay, so
what is his use? What is his use at the moment?
Hold on, guys. What kind of fitness are we talking? Are we talking about match fitness or regular sportsman's condition fitness?
You watch the 4 games at the Euros. Ronaldo doesn't look off the piece. He looks sharp. Yes, he's rushing the decisions. That's more mental. That's more not about physical. He looks like he has something to prove and he's in a hurry to score a goal. That is not about his sharpness. He's moving all right. He's played 90 minutes for 3 games. He's played 120 minutes. He didn't look off the piece. That's his fitness.
But the kind of players and the kind of display the Portuguese team is playing at the moment, Ronaldo clearly doesn't fit. That is the point.
Aside Ronaldo, which other player in Portugal has got that clear chance? If you can answer, then if you can give me at least 2 players who have gotten clear opportunities, then it means it's a Ronaldo problem.
How many goals has Portugal scored in this competition?
They scored 5 goals.
How many has Ronaldo scored?
0. He's given an assist. He got a clear chance and decided to pass.
You are number 9. You are number 9.
The point is,
no,
he scored,
I'm not against Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm a United fan. I like Ronaldo.
This is not about being against.
Number 9, you are the player with the most attempts. After 4 games, you have about 14 shots on target, 20 attempts. 0 goal, and you are telling me that Ronaldo should still play for Portugal after this tournament.
Then that's what I'm saying. Then Rasmus Højlund should also retire because he had the most attempts for Denmark. He's 23, he didn't score. So anybody who has the most attempts and doesn't score should retire.
You're talking about the player with the most goals in the history of football.
Exactly. So if he has the most goals in the history of football and he has a tournament where he's gone 4 games without scoring, the best solution is he should retire. Then those who don't have goals, who are missing chances,
why are you bringing those who don't have goals?
What should they do? They should quit football altogether.
Okay, so you don't agree that you think he should still run some more. Realistically, how much more time do you believe Ronaldo has in this?
When I watch him, he doesn't look off the pace at all. He doesn't look like a 39-year-old at all. For me.
So expectation is that he probably will play in the next FIFA World Cup?
Of course. If he's fit and he's ready, why not? He should keep playing. And you see, it's not... There's a funny thing about our thinking over here. The head coach picks a team. Ronaldo doesn't pick the team. So if the head coach feels Ronaldo is not useful enough to the team, he'll drop him. Didn't Ronaldo drop Andre Ayew? Yes, he did. So the coach has the power. Once the coach is picking him in the squad and starting him in games, and Ronaldo is getting on the back of chance, it's so funny how 4 games all of a sudden has reshaped everybody's mentality. But it's very normal, it's very typical. It's Cristiano Ronaldo. He banks 2 goals in the next game, all of a sudden we come and say, oh, he's the greatest of all. It's normal. So some of these things we understand. Nobody's talking about the fact that entering this game, he was the highest chance creator for Portugal. He had an assist. Now those things don't matter again. It's all about goals. But when he's scoring goals,
for a centre forward, you are telling me about chances
people say that, oh, he doesn't do anything else.
Forward,
when he's doing other things and not scoring, then it becomes the goal.
A
But that's
centre
okay.
forward, you are telling me about chances created.
That's
Come on,
absolutely
Daniel.
Well. Let's see. Good thing for Portugal is that they're still in the tournament. And another team are the 2018 and 1998 world champions, France. Well, France are in there, and they had to also dig deep and produce a moment of gold. Let's go back to the highlights of France versus Belgium. So there it is. This is surely one very interesting, turn of events. An own goal by Jan Vertonghen, and done it is. France through to the next stage of the competition. Belgium at the last tournament were rated amongst the topmost. We gave them a very big chance to clinch the title. At the last two editions of the FIFA World Cup as well, we've done the same with them. What is happening with Belgium?
Maybe Lukaku should also retire because he had a poor World Cup, he's had a poor Euros. Maybe he should also retire. Maybe Kevin De Bruyne should also retire because he's not done enough at the previous World Cup and at these Euros also.
We'll have Mubarak respond to
that. If that's the logic we are going by. And maybe Mbappe also, because it's the penalty he scored. He's getting chances, he's missing. Maybe Mbappe should also retire from football because... but look, France were by far the better team.
Mbappe is way younger.
You get a point.
You see? You're looking at age. I'm talking about fitness and usefulness. And you're looking at age.
You see,
Ronaldo's 39 is not a usual 39.
We all do know that.
Yeah,
yes,
so,
we do know that.
Yeah, somebody was 31, he's retired and doing punditry.
I mean, in boxing as well, we've seen...
39, he was playing.
Of course.
So it depends.
In boxing as well, we've seen Bernard Hopkins, but he pushed it to a point. He almost got to 50 fighting, and he got a surprise. So, sometimes we have to balance.
Yeah, so maybe when he gets to 49, then we can tell him to retire. But at 39, he's definitely not off it. But look, on the France game, I think they were by far the better team. Again, their problems lingered. Their inability to put the ball in the back of the net. But we know them, they will force the issue. If they can't score the goals themselves, they will force you to make the mistake. And eventually, Kolumani coming on, good move. That obviously, the shot was going off target, but Vertonghen deflects it in there. Belgium didn't give too much in terms of chance creation. They struggled to break down the French. The French created glorious opportunities. And I just wonder if this problem should persist in that quarter-final game against Portugal, if the story will be different. But the fact is, you watch France throughout the competition, and they've never really looked like they've been under pressure against any opponent. Against Austria, they looked pretty comfortable. Poland, in the game against Belgium also, they've seemed pretty comfortable throughout the competition, even against Netherlands. But the problem is they are putting the ball in the back of the net. And again, when you look at the personnel that they have, you don't put it past them. You don't say Griezmann has missed chances in this game, so we should wash our hands off him. He knows how to score. Mbappe knows how to score. So it's just really a matter of time for things to click. And I think sooner or later it will. I think we'll be in that game against Portugal. I think France will show their class in that game.
Okay, so how difficult do you feel France had it, in trying to arrive at this kind of scoreline and qualifying?
Yeah, I think France, they had issues in the group stages, but obviously it wasn't all doom and gloom because you look at one key quality of Didier Deschamps' France is their solidity in defense, and that you cannot take it away from France under Didier Deschamps. And yesterday, Belgium didn't really play particularly well offensively. They were just firing blanks. I felt the formation didn't quite work. Tedesco played a 4-3-3 formation, but De Bruyne was close to Onana in the center of the park. And in that position, if you're having a player like Kevin De Bruyne, you don't attach him with any defensive duties. He has to play more advanced in the roving role forward, the number 10 role. We obviously know what Kevin De Bruyne can do. He is, in the history of the game, one of the most devastating creators, creative forces. And yesterday, once Mangala was substituted on to pair with Onana, with De Bruyne pushed a bit more advanced with the liberty and then the latitude to move forward, Belgium had 2 shots on target from De Bruyne himself and then from Romelu Lukaku. So I felt yesterday the game, Belgium didn't really play well. They made France look better because France created so many chances. Belgium they were just sitting and then inviting the pressure. France created almost all the clear-cut chances. It was unfortunate that the goal was an own goal, but Rabiot and Tchouaméni, they've all had really good opportunities they should have been 2 or 3-0 up, but their lack of clinical finish clearly is a problem for France, and they have to sort that out before they face Portugal.
William Alain André Gabriel Saliba. Wonderful. So this guy eventually has gotten the opportunity, and he seems to have solidified his role and seems not to be going anywhere close to the bench anytime soon.
Yeah, and that's what I love about the French and their transition. When the next player is coming up, you know for sure that he's ready. Saliba had been around there, but the class of Varane, they didn't just throw him away because he was 30-something. He had the class to prove why he was playing. And when he decided that, and the head coach, they reached an agreement that, look, he wasn't good enough for the national team, Saliba was very ready, and we've seen him come into this competition almost seamlessly. They don't rush players based on form or based on ability just to enter the team. It has to be a nice, seamless process, continuous process that doesn't disturb the balance of the team. And Saliba looks like he's ready. He's had a wonderful tournament. In fact, by that opening game against Austria, he's looked really solid, really assured in his decision-making, strong. Basically, the Saliba we know at Arsenal, and I'm happy that he's taken his opportunity. There were some critics at the start of the competition. Most people wanted Konate and Upamecano to form that defensive partnership, largely because they've already played together in the past. But Deschamps stuck with Saliba, and I think he's proven why he is, the head coach gave him the nod ahead of Konate.
Well, so if you just joined us, we're here live on Euro Today on the Joy Prime channel. We're also tweet one on DSTV. Guests here in the studio are Daniel Kranting and Mubarak Haruna. Very shortly, we'll also be bringing in Adamu Benin Karim to do some figures and some facts as well. So there it is. The story of own goals. I mean, we've talked about it here. What is it? I mean, 4 years ago when we had the Euros, we didn't have this kind of incidence of own goals.
Yeah, I think most of the own goals, I think they are, with the exception of the Turkey one, the back pass, but I think forced, most were forced
errors.
Errors, because teams clearly need 3 points. They clearly need a win to progress to the next stage of the competition, and that clearly forces the defenders. And most of the own goals were from defenders. So Jan Vertonghen, you can talk about so many, the back pass of this Turkey player, Akaiden. So most of the goals, the centre-backs were culpable, okay? So it tells you the kind of intensity that they were under, and that caused those own goals there.
Well, we'll be taking a quick look at the games that we're expecting as we go along into the next stage of the competition as well. Big moments in terms of qualification, and of course, we're going to do another round of messages as well before we come back. But briefly, before we wrap up on this one, where does Belgium go from here?
Look, I said I started the competition. This is a different team. Yes, there are 1 or 2 players who were part of that previous generation. Lukaku, De Bruyne, Vertonghen, but Vertonghen himself is past it. Lukaku, De Bruyne are the ones who seem like they are still at the top. The rest of them are young players. I think they have a good blend of young and young, exciting players and some of the experienced heads. I don't think this is such a bad result or such a bad performance at this competition. If you are facing France and you lose in the knockout round, it's not something that you should beat yourself over. And of course, in as much as France were the better team, Belgium were still able to keep them at bay up until the 85th minute. It was basically an own goal that cost them the defeat at the end of the day. So it's just about building, keep building, and I'm sure they'll be back because some of these guys are the young guys, the Dokus, the Onanes. These guys are good, and you just know that in the near future they'll be rubbing shoulders with the best ones again.
All right, Austria, Turkey, Netherlands, Romania. Who goes through? Well, those conversations are coming up right here on the show. And of course, we'll also be doing some facts and figures as we always do with the man, Adamu Benin Karim. He joins me very shortly, but that will be after this round of messages. This is Euro Today here on Joy Prime. Stay with us. Well. So we're still having debates about the Cristiano Ronaldo subject and who also lost penalties, during the period. So this show is one that will continue even after the show. But we're going to get into some facts and figures, especially over these last 2 games that I played yesterday. And the man to do that, of course, is Adamu Benin Karim. Yeah. This is more like a principal's walk, you know,
Yes.
or headmaster's.
He's afraid, though. He's afraid. Why are you afraid?
I'm not afraid. I'm just.
I saw him. I heard him give you a subtle threat. I don't know what that was about.
I don't even understand. Oh. What's the issue?
No, it's not true.
What is the threat about?
No, it's not a threat. I asked the question.
What is the question?
I said the Qatar World Cup. You remember that, right?
I don't remember what is happening in Qatar. I remember what is happening at the Euros.
But you want the viewers to believe you when you bring stats and figures. You can't remember stats and figures from the past, but you want them to believe you. Viewers, big guys.
What they care about, and the name of the show is
the Euro today. Okay, so what do you want us to focus on today?
The best of prophets of the future is the past. That is according to the British poet, Lord Byron, also a member of the former House of Lords.
Explain it. Because it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, he always explains.
Yeah.
Why are you rushing? He's afraid. Like, I don't know. I don't understand.
You explain.
Okay.
Enlighten me.
So, France are the only team to face a team 5 times at the World Cup and also at the Euros and beat them all those 5 times. So if you had gone to do research about the games they've played coming into yesterday's game, you would get some understanding that France have always been superior to Belgium when they come to these major tournaments. So that is, prophets like us, we don't go to consult, we consult the history. So the history tells us what will happen in the future. So that is why I'm telling you that the prophets of the future is the past.
Okay.
You're okay now?
Yeah, no.
Now let's get into it. These are the statistics from the game. These 2 teams, as we've come to know them, they were among the teams that have scored the least goals at this tournament. Coming into this game, it means that they are some of them are creating much, others are not creating at all. Looking at it in this game, look at France's expected goals, just 1. And they didn't score it themselves. But sometimes when you can't do it yourself, you force the opposition to do it for you. And Colomwani came off the bench and did that. Look at shots, 19 shots. All those 19 shots gave you an accumulated goal, expected goal of 1.02 for France. And Belgium, they were not even expected to score a goal per the accumulation of their chances and the chances, the shots they've taken in this game. Only 2 shots on target for both teams. If you are looking at it in the first half, France entered the final third of Belgium 44 times, and Belgium just managed 19. That is more than twice of what Belgium have managed. France has done that more than twice. Also possession. Also in the same first half, France managed over 60% of possession in the first half and completed a pass percentage of 92.7. That is the 4th highest any team has done in the first 45 minutes of a game at the Euros. That is pure dominance in the sense that France had more of the ball, but how to convert that into goal or create meaningful chances for people to score was the problem for them. And throughout the competition, that was how it's been for them. Now let's move it on. So I want to look at the pass map connection of France in this game. This is the France pass map. Only William Saliba and Dayot Upamecano, his centre-back pairing, per their average positions, they were the only 2 France players to be at the half of France in the game. The rest of the 8 outfield players were always in the Belgium half.
Look at average position.
Or average position. Look at the concentration of play. If you have Mbappe at this side of the field, this is not surprising because he's their best player and everyone is looking to pass the ball towards him. And Tchouaméni played a very big role in this game. And sort of, most of the shots that he had closer to the box, he was shooting. And 4 of those shots he attempted were off target. And one big chance around this place shouldn't have really gone that high, but he attempted it and it went very high. Another player that was very instrumental for them in this win is Jules Koundé. He was named the man of the match. Throughout the competition, one thing about him that has really surprised me is his crossing accuracy. A centre-back that has now really perfected the art of crossing the ball is very impressive to see. And N'Golo Kante, again, he doesn't do anything wrong. So, again, instrumental for them in this game. Now, let's compare this to what Belgium has done. Their passing map in this game. So, whilst France were playing all the ball and getting most of their players into the Belgium half, Belgium, only 3 of their players were just above the halfway line. That is Lois, Openda, Lukaku, and Carrasco. They were just above the halfway line, and the rest of the 7 outfield players were in the Belgium half. It means that Kevin De Bruyne, if he was supposed to be effective, he's not even connecting any pass to the front 3 players. This is De Bruyne, not passing any ball to Carrasco, Lukaku, or Openda. And he himself is not even getting the opportunity to go into the France half and manage a shot to think about scoring a goal. So France really pegged Belgium back into their own half, but what they couldn't also do, as we've come to see that it is a problem for them throughout the tournament, is how to get the ball into the back of the net.
Wow.
So now let's move it on. This is just coming to emphasize how France dominated the game, but really didn't threaten Belgium that much. This is the map of the momentum. If it was high coming into this area, it means that France were threatening throughout when they had the possession. But it's just low, very down, not more than half of the size of the momentum graphic. So it means that France had the possession, but they were not threatening. Now I want to do something. Let's move it on. There was another big game involving Portugal and Slovenia. If you are Cristiano Ronaldo, depending on who you ask, they will tell you that he's the greatest of all time. Emphasis on depending on who you ask. So that is important. These are the shots he has attempted at these Euros. 19 of them has an expected goal of 2.6. It means that he was expected to score 3 goals, and he managed 0.
Please, can you repeat that? Please, I beg you.
He was expected to score 3 goals,
okay,
and the 2.6 XG he managed at this tournament.
Okay.
From 19 shots, he was expected to score 3 goals, but he couldn't score any. And that is the highest of any player.
Hasn't, not couldn't. Hasn't. He's still in the competition.
That is your opinion.
No, that's a fact. Hasn't scored any.
He's a player that has underperformed his XG the most. That is expected to score 3 goals, and he scored 0, followed by Kai Havertz, who himself has managed to score 2 penalties. It's not easy to score the penalty.
Oh, I
and
see.
Kai Havertz has
Numbers don't lie.
scored 2 of those. So I want to do something further.
Okay.
At the Euros and at the World Cup, free kicks Cristiano Ronaldo has taken. This is it. A stack 60 free kicks he has taken. Scored just 1 of them. Look at the areas he's taking a free kick.
Wow.
Maybe he should have waited something around the edge of the box and give this something like should have gone to head or something. But always, he's a star player, whatever he says.
But what's like the conversion rate for free kicks in general?
I've not done research on that.
Should I tell you?
Tell me.
Yeah, let me tell you.
Yes, tell
Messi's
me.
entire free kicks. Yeah, Messi's
But why are you focusing on Messi?
No, calm down.
Oh,
No, for a moment, I thought you were talking about free kick conversion at the Euros.
No, I'm saying free kick
All right.
conversion generally.
Yes.
The top 5 free kick takers in the world,
Yes.
history of football. Messi, Ronaldo is, but Ronaldo is 5th, Messi is 4th. Messi has scored 65 free kicks, Ronaldo has scored 63. Messi has a conversion rate of 14. Ronaldo has a conversion rate of 13%. So it is really close. The fact is, the conversion rate for free kicks, when you go to like the higher ceilings, Juninho has the most free kicks. He has about a 20, almost 22, 23% conversion rate. It is not as easy as just looking at 60 and saying he scored 1 and then you are happy. It is one of the hardest skills in football. So
Talking about Ronaldo, I don't know why
it's
Daniel
facts.
is...
Can I finish?
No, you can't talk about one thing
Can I
without giving
finish?
us the general opinion of how the thing
It
looks
is
like.
vital.
Give us the general opinion
Listen,
about
And that's what
Ronaldo.
I'm saying.
Okay.
You can't just look at this and say, oh.
It's not about coming to say he's poor or not. These are the numbers.
Did
he take
fact.
60 free kicks?
What I'm saying is that to give people a broader understanding of what you are giving us. You see, it's like saying somebody missed the penalty. We know that penalties have a higher percentage of scoring than missing. Free kicks don't. Free kicks and crossing, one of the hardest skills in football. So if I'm giving you the best 5 free kick takers in the history of the game, and I'm telling you 2 out of the top 5, their conversion rates, juxtapose this against this and understand why these numbers are the way they are.
So
it's
what,
simple mathematics.
wait.
Karim is not comparing Ronaldo's free kick record to anybody.
I'm not comparing. I'm saying that
Messi, you
there are
mentioned
60
Jorginho.
free kicks taken to 1 score.
He scored just 1.
Yes, it is making...
And that is good
I'm
for
giving
you.
you the broader numbers for you to understand how hard the scale of free kicks is.
If you are going to do research, there's something you do. Selected population. There's a select population we are looking at here.
Yeah.
And that is at the Euros and at the World Cup. And he's taking 60 free kicks.
Yeah.
And scored 1.
Okay, so
These are facts.
Yes, facts. Explain why they are. Explain the point you are.
No, but
it's a poor.
fact is fact.
No, you don't get what I'm saying. I'm asking: is it a good thing or is it a bad thing?
I don't care whether it's good or
No,
bad.
you are giving
I'm
us stats. You can't just come and throw it. Anybody can Google and find the facts. So you are explain why it is good or
Okay.
it is bad.
All right.
Karim,
So,
finish.
Karim, yeah, can you finish? Yes, sure. I've seen that of free kicks as well.
I don't know where he was, Rashid.
Okay.
These are relevant statistics. People care about them. So what is your
Yes, so
problem?
I'm saying that explain whether it's good or
Okay,
bad.
you
That's
go
what
on.
I'm asking.
Let's have him carry on.
And
now.
just allow the audience to make the
decide.
judgment. That is the whole thing. So now this is Messi, someone he mentioned as number 4 in the best conversion rate in free kicks
Which is
generally.
facts.
Yes, and this is what World Cups and Copa America. Messi is also at the Copa America. And in all those, he's taken 53 free kicks and scored 5 of them. Taking less, scored more than Ronaldo. I am done.
Okay, all right. Well, so Karim there with these very key, statistics for us. Conversion rate also becomes very, very important. But at the end of the day, Daniel also argues that at the end of the day, there's also a certain level of measurable impact that you cannot get, if the player is not churning out this, no matter whether it's going into the net or not. Well, so stay with us. There's more to talk about, especially the games to expect later today. Who goes home? Critical question indeed. But in the meantime, thank you so much, and see you around. So
See you tomorrow.
I didn't appreciate this. This is not.
I don't want you to appreciate.
All right, so we'll catch you after this round of messages right here on Euro Today. All righty, so thank you so much for staying with us. Do remember that the show is proudly brought to you and sponsored by NASCO. NASCO Bring Home Happiness and Heritage Christian College, educating compassionate entrepreneurial leaders. Gentlemen, let's now get down to the business of today. 2 games to be played, and I've asked a very, very simple question, as we always do. When the round of 16, and some have to fall off, some have to stay. Romania find themselves up against the Netherlands. What so far is the rating of the Netherlands coming in as a side that had a very, very potent front line and all? Let's begin with you.
Well, I love Austria, but let me talk about the Netherlands. They haven't been bad in this tournament, the Netherlands. They've been very, very ruthless in front of goal. They've scored about 4 goals in 3 games. Their problem is that they haven't been able to maintain their performance and across the 90 minutes. Okay, in the first game against Poland, they were not so good in the first half. They came back in the second half. Their second game against France, not so good in the first half, okay in the second half. Against Austria, they began well in the first half. They didn't play so well in the second half. So there is no consistency in their performance across 90 minutes. And they are playing against a Romanian team who loves to attack. They love to commit more men forward. They love to create chances and then score goals. And the interesting thing is that in the last 4 meetings between the 2 teams, the Netherlands have won all the matches. So they would head into this game with much confidence that they could see out Romania. They just have to be more creative. They have to be more inventive in the final third and then create chances. And I think Austria gave them a rude awakening in their last game, okay, after the 3-2 defeat. So they're well aware of that. It is a great learning curve, and I think they will come into this game very, very strong and determined to beat Romania.
Okay, Daniel, Romania have a very big task. In terms of the current ratings, everyone would point their attention to Netherlands. Netherlands surely have grown a bigger brand on these stages. And at a time like this, obviously, they would come in with that sort of confidence. But based on what we saw yesterday in that game that was played, before the French game, we saw a clear picture of how troublesome slightly lower-rated teams can be.
Yeah, I don't think this game is as straightforward. Obviously, if everybody's qualities to come to bear, you expect the Dutch to be able to win it. But Romania were in a pretty tough group with Belgium and Ukraine and the likes. And we saw how difficult that group was. We saw how the football in that group was nice, expansive. At the end of the day, it was still very, I was not say compact, but pragmatic. These teams know how to adapt to certain situations. And the Dutch themselves have not necessarily been at their best in this competition. Almost lost against France. They drew against France, they lost against Austria. And it was that opening game against Poland that they managed to win. So they themselves will know that they've not hit the ceiling that they know they can reach. And they will need to be at their best to beat Romania. And look, it's knockout competition. Teams like Romania, Slovenia, Slovakia, as we saw, they don't come into this competition wanting to beat you over 90 minutes. It's 90 minutes, there's extra time, there's penalties. So they can come and make life very difficult for you. And they will have those 1 or 2 opportunities where they can punish you. And if it is their day, they will punish you. If not, then you will just be lucky. But look, the Dutch will have to be at their best, especially defensively. What we saw against Austria wasn't the best. They were a bit too easy to breach. One side, you can credit the Austrians, but also the Dutch need to sit up defensively.
Okay. The Dutch will have to sit up. Let's quickly take a look at Austria going up against Turkey.
Yeah, a very difficult game. The last time these two teams met in March, Austria beat Turkey by 6-1, just about 3 months ago. So it will be a very good game to look forward to if Austria can repeat that or Turkey can seek a revenge. But you look at the performance of Turkey, and I am quite worried with their defense. Okay, their defensive unit hasn't been very, very disciplined in the 3 games they played in the group stages. They've conceded 5 goals. Almost all the teams that have conceded more are out of the competition. Scotland and Hungary, they are all out. So it's a very, very concerning issue. You look at the teams that are progressing to the next round of the tournament. One key quality is that they have some defensive solidity. England haven't been entertaining, but their defense is helping them. France, they've not. Okay, you talk about Spain, and they didn't concede in the group stages. So your defense must be very, very strong if you have to progress to the next stage of the competition. Turkey, they don't have that at the moment, and they are missing their leader, their talisman in Çalhanoğlu. He won't be playing. He has been suspended, and that will be a big, big blow for them. I don't see any midfielder in that team who can just pick up the ball and then make things happen for them. On the other hand, you look at Austria, of course, we've spoken at length about their style of play, their high pressing, the way they just take the game to you. And look, there are teams that will sit back and then capitalize on errors. But for Austria, they force errors from their opponents. That's what they do, because they don't give you time to think about what to do on the ball. They just press you high. They are so energetic, so aggressive. And it's something that is lacking in that style of play of Turkey. And with that, I just see that Austria have what it takes to just beat Turkey. Ralf Rangnick has spoken. He said, hey, they've topped their group. They are in the knockout round, but they can't get complacent. The job is not done yet. And with that, I think they are very confident to see out Turkey.
All right, so, practicalizing every single thing we say becomes a very important element of this game and executing it. And so as we look at it like this, what are we looking at? Are we going to look at an extra time situation? How would you prefer this game ends?
I think it will end in 90 minutes because I feel the two teams will be open. I talked about Turkey. They are not a really defensive team. Even against Portugal, even though they were trailing, there were moments that they held onto the ball and then they tried to cause some havoc to the defense of Portugal. So Turkey will open up. Austria, they don't defend. They are going to attack. They are going to play with so many bodies at the top end of the pitch. So I feel there will be goals, but a team that would have a bit of solidity at the back is going to carry the day, and I feel that will be Austria.
All right. Danny, final thoughts on Austria and what they can do to turn this game around and actually put their authority or stamp their authority on Turkey, who have not been as strong as they've been in this tournament.
Look, the Austrians they have a very well-defined style, very well-defined philosophy. And we know how they are going to play. They are going to try and push you, create opportunities. And they have the guys in there to score. Turkey have conceded at least a goal in all their games in the competition. So there's almost a guarantee they will concede. And this is, I think, the most attacking team that they are coming up against. So I think they will concede. The fact is, the other side is, will Turkey be able to match the goals that they concede against the Austrians? And I think the Austrians' rest defensive mood, that high pressing intensity, will be just a bit too much for the Turks to handle. I don't think this game will travel the distance. If any of the two games today, I think it will be the Romania and Netherlands game that could possibly go to extra time.
Okay, so out of the two games expected later today, for one, the expectation is that, well, let's wrap it up in 90 minutes. For the other, it's going beyond it's going beyond the regular 90 minutes and some hopeful extra time action. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'd like to once again say a very big thank you to NASCO Bring Home Happiness, and Heritage Christian College, who are raising the next set of entrepreneurial leaders. Okay, so thank you very much, gentlemen, and let's see how things go. Let's see how it goes for Austria.
Okay, yeah. Portugal are through. Okay, fine. I wanted to ask Daniel which team he supports today.
Oh, you thought Portugal went out?
Yeah, and I was like, okay.
Which team are you supporting today anyway?
I don't care about anything.
Once again, we'd like to say a very big thank you to Nake Clothing, Justice of Nake Clothing, making us look very Joy Sportsy today for the show. So thank you so much, Justice. We love what you do. And so we'll be back. We'll be bringing you another edition of the show tomorrow at the same time, 11 a.m. You stay with us and stay right here on this channel. My name is Nathaniel Atto, and I have love for sport.